Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in again. I'm ready to get started with another video for Google Home and Google Assistant, both new features and new products related to those two smart home products. The first thing I want to talk to you about this week is related to continued conversations. Now, continuous conversations was a feature that Google announced at Google I/O 2018, and of course, I've got a number of questions on the channel from tons of you asking when are these new features coming out? Well, the latest beta from Google has been broken down by Android Police, and they actually show continuous conversations within that beta. So they're seeing that that's going to come out relatively soon. I would expect we're about a month away from it being released in the US. It could even be less at this point if that beta is going well. Now keep in mind, I didn't say anywhere other than the US what we've seen from Google, and I've confirmed this with a source at Google. They roll out to the other countries around the world after. It just takes them more time to kind of package this together for those of us in countries like Canada, the UK, Australia, and all over the world. So you might have to hold on a little tighter if you're outside of the US, but it looks like continued conversations is coming very soon. Something I've already seen on the Google Home and the Google Home application is the Reservations tab. Now this is in your settings. So if you go into the Google Home app and you go right into the more settings in the menu up at the top left, you will find Reservations. And this is tied, of course, to Google Payments and the attempts by Google to get you signed up and start using a payment system. So now you can reserve hotels and flights, and we already know that the hotel and flight capability is really good with Google Home and the Google Assistant. So this is just an expansion. It's also intended to help you to sign up for subscription-based services. If you haven't seen this already, this is somebody who clearly understands a little bit about robotics and physics, but there's actually a person on the internet who managed to fire a gun with the Google Home. You can see in the video, and I'll show you a little clip of it, you can see in the video that this person is actually firing it using a, what I think is a Wemo switch actually, tied to basically a power cable that's causing an electromagnet to pull a trigger. So, it's not something that I think a lot of people are going to do, obviously, but this is the sort of capability that the Google Home has given you. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I talked last week about the Amazon Alexa and the Echo devices being teamed up with Schlager locks, and basically what they got last week on those devices is the ability to unlock their door. Now they already had lock commands, and they already had the ability to know whether the front door was locked or your lock was locked or unlocked. Now what's happened this week is Google Assistant now has access to the Schlager locks. You can now, through Google Assistant, connect those, and therefore on your Google Home as well. The difference here is that you can't unlock just yet. So that service is not yet available through your Google Home or your Google Assistant, but you can lock and get the status of your locks. Now, if you have a NetAtmo security camera, this is the Presence or the Welcome model, you now have the ability through your Google Assistant and or your Google Home to actually bring up a live feed on a Chromecast enabled device. You can also turn on a floodlight if you have the Presence model, so you can turn on that outdoor floodlight basically to see what's going on out there. For those of you that don't already know, YouTube does have a premium streaming service. Now, it's not exactly keeping up with Netflix at this time, but what they're doing is they're starting to release some of that premium content or giving you early access through your Google Home or your Google Assistant. Now, there's a new series coming out called Impulse, and you can get a free preview through your Google Home. Let me show you how through a demo here. Talk to Impulse.
Okay, let's get Impulse. Impulse will launch on YouTube Red on June 6th. But you can access an early sneak preview of the first episode right now by saying the secret password. What's the password?
Henry.
You got it. Is it okay for me to access your email address and send you a link? I'll just need to get your email address from Google. Is that okay?
Yes.
I've sent you an email with the link. Thank you and enjoy Impulse.
All right, well, there you go. That series comes out on June 6th. And of course, Google is trying to promote that through their YouTube Premium service, but you can go ahead and get that preview now to see what that series is all about. If you're in Canada, you know the Swiss Chalet brand and some functionality that's actually been added, and this is the first I've really seen in Canada, a voice order functionality being available. You can actually order from Swiss Chalet through the Google Assistant application today. So this is obviously going to translate very quickly to the Google Home. Doesn't look like I can do that today, but I'm guessing it's going to be there very soon, especially when we consider kind of the earlier conversation about the reservations and the payments, that capability being added here in Canada and in many other countries. All right, well, there you go. That's all I have to talk about this week about the Google Home and the Google Assistant, but I do have a giveaway on the channel. It is actually a full-size Google Home. I want you to read down below in the description. If you haven't already entered, please do go read our terms and conditions. This is all through Gleam, their setup for their giveaway service here. So go ahead, read that, go get yourself entered. Even if you've already entered, you can enter again in certain ways into the contest. So please go ahead, do that, guys. Share this with your friends and family, of course. That gets you other extra entries as well. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.